Hey guys, I haven't been doing many college football videos. I haven't made any in a while. I've been busy, swamped with work, personal life, just been a lot. So I haven't actually even been really in college football that much, but I have been watching as much as I can. Um, I don't know if how many of you know, but I do work at a grocery store. I work a night shift, so it is quite difficult for me to watch all the games. Although I've been watching a lot of the games, I've been actually staying up, pretty much pulling all-nighters on Saturdays and Sundays. Um, but yeah, the college football playoffs, they are out. And the big question was what's going to happen at 11 and 12, and Alabama is in 11, and Miami is in 12. I think the biggest question everybody was wondering was, is Miami going to get that 11th spot? Will they fall to 11? And I'll be quite honest, I think they 100% the committee got it right. Um, yes, I understand if some people are thinking that, yeah, you might be biased because you're an Alabama fan. Not really an Alabama fan, more like an Alabama enthusiast. My dad went to University of Alabama, so I mean, I might be slightly impartial, but I am looking at the schedules, and I mean, and also having the watch the teams. Miami should have had a lot more losses. There were two calls in a row in two games in a row that were controversial, and another one by the refs that cost the other teams lost and Miami some wins. So I just don't see Miami being that strong. And once again, this is the ACC, so it's a similar situation for the Florida State, except Florida State actually had a little bit more of an argument, although they kind of squandered that argument by most of their players not giving up and not wanting to play, since they weren't playing in the playoffs last year. So, do I feel bad for Miami? Yes, and that Miami is a team I like to root for. I have a friend, classmate, and fellow track track and field teammate, Asante Cleveland from high school, where he played for them. So I've been a big Miami fan from then, and then even before that, during the 2000s and early 2000s when they were really good, like with Dennis Erickson, and yeah, I mean Miami's got a great history, but the ACC is just not very strong. I think they're very highly competitive with each other, but when you're looking at the strengths of schedule, that's really what hurt Miami, and I figured that with how things and how the committee has acted in the past and how they've acted so far with the rankings, I'm not surprised. I think, Alabama and Georgia are the top two teams in the top 12 based on strength of schedule. Alabama, I think, is 14, and Georgia's like 10, or maybe it's 14 and Alabama's 17. It's something like that. Georgia's ahead of Alabama with the strength of schedule, and they do have a better record, and I do think they're highly competitive for the playoffs. With this all being said, do I think that Alabama is going to win a championship? Once again, I might be slightly biased towards Alabama, but I'm going to say no. I don't think so. I do not think Alabama is a very, very, very good team. I could have gone either way. if Alabama doesn't get in, would I agree with it? No. But I also know that Alabama most likely will not get very far in the playoffs because they've been hot and cold. They have not been consistent. However, once again, I will mention this again, and it seems as if Alabama fans forget this constantly. Kalen DeBoer plays up to competition and down to competition. And this is his first season. That Oklahoma loss was playing down to the competition too much. And that's just the style he has. That's how he plays. He plays similar to what Kansas City plays. They play up and they play down. Is there a lot of games that Kansas City should have lost? Yes. The big difference with Alabama is there's games that they should have lost and they did. They didn't get lucky. That's how it is, and that's how college football is. But I do have to say that I think the committee got this right. Strength of schedule is important. Also, ranked wins was mentioned. Alabama has a lot better of a record of ranked wins in the top 25. I think it's top 25. It might be top 10. Not exactly sure what was mentioned by the commissioner, but yeah. The Alabama, I think they said it was top 25. Alabama 6-1 against teams 500. Miami is nowhere near that. So I do have to say the arguments, the reasoning, it is sound, absolutely sound. So I 100% agree. I am very happy that we're at an age where the College Football Playoff Committee can actually talk about the reasoning behind it. Gives us a better understanding as fans as to why things happen, and it was explained very well. Now with the whole buzz of Ole Miss being upset thinking that they should have been in, no. They just, they did not get the job done. It's heartbreaking for Ole Miss. Now with Miami, you're still in. So I know they're upset and they're frustrated. But they're still in. But they're on that hot seat. And that's why they're upset. And I understand, and I think, yes, I understand, and I get the frustration. You guys have had an amazing season. But now, not playing, I don't think they're playing in the championship, or the conference championship game. Maybe they were, I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's Clemson. I think Clemson's playing. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And, yeah, I do look at how the rankings are, and a lot of people have been saying, well, Alabama will be kicked out now. Alabama, I don't think can be kicked out. I think Alabama is actually safe because I think the ACC is actually going to kick each other out. If something crazy happens, I think Miami's out. So, it's crazy, and I mean, Alabama had to get that 11th spot. If they got that 12th spot, they would be out. They would be out. So this, if you're an Alabama fan, you gotta be absolutely celebrating that you guys got that 11th spot. And I'm gonna call it right now. It's pretty much safe. I think, yeah, at the SEC conference game, it's gonna be. I think, Georgia needs to get that win. I think that's what it goes down to. And can Georgia, if they lose, they bump out Alabama? I don't think they can. I don't think so, because you're looking at heads. So yeah, I think Georgia, they just need to get business done as usual, and yeah, I think it's Georgia that's playing. Let me check to be safe. SEC championship. Georgia. Yeah, Georgia versus Texas. So yeah, neither one. It's not going to be super detrimental. I think since it's Texas, I think Georgia should still be in. So I think they're fine. I think both teams are fine. I'd be a little bit more worried if I'm Georgia, because they are kind of getting closer to the end of the seedings. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what these conference games are. But yeah, I think the committee got these rankings 100% right. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. I wanted to put my spiel on this little tidbit of information, and on my thoughts on how the rankings played out. And it's going to be exciting Fridays and Saturdays, and then it's playoff time. So I think if you're an Alabama fan, you're wanting pretty much no more mayhem. Yeah, because right now Alabama would be playing Notre Dame, and I think that's a very favorable matchup. A good chance for Alabama to actually to get that win. I think it's a very favorable matchup that Alabama wants, and I think both teams would want it, because Notre Dame wants revenge for the last time that they met. So I think it'd be great for both sides. Anyways, hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.